Hi everyone, today's Tuesday, April 6, 2010, and I am Ryan, your host for Tuesdays on the Baby Beaver Bunch. So this week we're going to be telling a little bit about ourselves in a introduction video, and we're also going to be telling about our coming out stories. So basically, for those of you who don't know, which should be none of you because I announce it in all of my videos, my name is Ryan. I am an FTM genderqueer trans boy, which means I don't identify fully with either gender, but I feel more like a boy than anything else. Not a man. Hold on, let me make a little chart for you guys. So, let's say this is the gender spectrum, right? This will be male, this will be female. Right in between, that's like 100% genderqueer when you're right 50-50. I am right here because I'm not 50-50. I am definitely more on the male side. If I'm not there, I'm probably right there. Another thing about me is that I have no life at all outside of the internet and the arts. I write a lot. I have been in 2 theatrical performances. I've been drawing for as long as I can remember. When I was a young child, a really young child, the only thing I ever aspired to be was an artist. If you want to see some of my work, it's on kosherdill.deviantart.com. Music has been laced into my life for all of my life. I don't remember ever not knowing what music is. I don't remember ever not being musically inclined. My whole family is extremely musically inclined. I've been playing the piano for as long as I can remember. I've known how to read music before I knew how to read words. I started playing saxophone in 6th grade. I started playing guitar in 7th or 8th grade. Not good at saxophone. I'm pretty good at guitar. I don't know, you guys are gonna have to judge for yourself. I've been singing for all of my life, and basically I am really musically inclined. I am the president of GSA. I am a member of French Club, Guitar Club, VEC, which is Vegetarian Environmental Club, and Drama Club since I was in middle school. It's a little too obvious to mistake, but if you didn't know, I love Star Trek. The first person that I ever came out to was my kitty cat. Her name is Smokey, and she is the best listener ever. The first memories that I have of knowing that I was attracted to girls was when I was about 5 years old. I had a cousin named Crystal, and she was smoking. I came out as bisexual to the internet because I found it really a lot easier to open up to people on the internet. When I was about 11, I came out as lesbian on the internet when I was about 12 or 13. Now, in RL, real life, I came out as bi-curious when I was 12, and then when I was 13, I came out as bisexual, and then when I was 14, I came out as lesbian. I knew to myself that I did like girls, but I didn't admit it to myself. I've had feelings of being the opposite gender for absolutely all of my life. I've always felt like one of the boys. I've always, been one of the boys, but nobody else really saw me as one of the boys. So ever since I would dress myself, I would dress masculinely, because that's just what I was more comfortable with. My mom would buy me dresses or something, and I would just not ever wear them, and I would get my brother's clothes and wear those instead. And I was okay with saying that I liked girls, but I was not okay with saying that I felt like I was a boy, although everyone already assumed that. He started saying, you know what, I'm gonna stop this. I don't have to be something that I'm not comfortable with being in order to satisfy those people around me. I've always had a lot of not liking towards myself. In the trans community, we call that dysphoria, when you have you feel mental anguish because of your physical state. I started elevating during high school. I convinced myself that all of these feelings of wanting to be a boy was just because I liked girls, and that's what most people that like girls must feel like, you know? That's what I forced myself to think. The beginning of sophomore year and the end of freshman year, I started doing more research into trans people, and I started realizing, whoa, this is what I've been feeling this whole time. This is why I've been feeling that way. But it wasn't that easy to accept, so I didn't tell anyone. I knew that it's literally the minority of the minority, and I'm gonna be so discriminated against, but I'd be so much happier if I were to transition and if I were to accept myself. Around the second quarter of sophomore year, I told my girlfriend that I was having thoughts. Here's how it went down. I would always joke about wanting to be a guy, and she's like, do you really want to be a guy? And I'm like, you know what, actually, I don't know, I kind of think that I do. And she was really completely shocked. She said that she didn't like anyone but girls. So I just dropped the subject. I brought it up again a few weeks later, and then she accepted it. She basically told me that she reacted that way because I was basically putting a mirror up to her face, and that she felt the exact same way, and that she felt like she was genderqueer. I was forced out of the closet by my mom around the same time. How I came out originally to my mom is when I was in freshman year. I told her I was bisexual on her birthday. She ignored me for about 2 weeks. She ignored the subject for about 2 weeks and then acted normal again. She's the kind of person that would just joke around about it, be like, oh, you're so gay, why don't you just come out already? And then I would come out and she would ignore the subject. I spiked up my hair, and then she kind of freaked out, and then she sat me down and had a long, drawn out, one-sided conversation with me. So basically she said to me, so, you know you're not bisexual, and I just shook my head, and she's like, you know you're not straight, and I just shook my head, and then she said, you only like girls, and I was just like, yeah. And she's like, do you want to be a boy? And I'm like, kinda do, yeah. And then I explained to her what I felt, and she didn't understand, but she wanted to be as supportive as possible. My father, I have not come out to at all. He is thoroughly convinced that I am 100% a heterosexual female, and I'm not going to be anything else. I started coming out in public in school around the same time, actually earlier, around the end of freshman year, the beginning of sophomore year, as genderqueer. I kind of hinted at that. I just said something like, what would you do if I was trans? So basically now, I tell anyone who asks. I don't make a scene about it, but if someone asks, like, are you a boy or a girl? Then I just tell them, you know, I'm kind of in between. And I've been going by the name Ryan from 6th grade, so. Alright, that's it guys. So, again, this has been Ryan. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you for watching it if you watched it all the way through, and see you next Tuesday.